Hi. To understand the English monarchs, we need to understand their times. Nowadays, certain actions could seem cruel or extravagant, but we need to remember that life was very different from ours. A queen or a king during the 16th century had unlimited powers. Everybody wanted to please them. Rebels and enemies were eliminated. Executions were a common fact in Europe. In this video we're going to focus on Elizabeth I, whose reign was so important that was called Elizabethan Age, a time full of flourishing commerce, colonies, discoveries, political victories and great culture. She was born in 1533 and lived a sad childhood. Her father was King Henry VIII. Her mother was Anne Boleyn, who was beheaded when Elizabeth was 2 years old. She received an excellent education and could speak 7 languages: English, Welsh, Greek, Latin, Italian, French and Spanish. She loved riding horses, hunting and dancing. She played the lute and the virginals. She was Protestant like her father, who was the one who had started the division with the Pope because of his divorce. On the contrary, her half-sister, Mary, Catherine of Aragon's daughter, was Catholic, and when she became queen, she started a persecution against Protestant people. That's why she was called Bloody Mary. Elizabeth was sent to prison and freed after 2 years. When Queen Mary died, Elizabeth became the new queen at the age of 25. Another rival was Mary Stuart, Queen of Scotland, a very beautiful and loved woman. At the same time, Elizabeth got smallpox, an infectious disease which left marks on her skin. That's why she wore white powder and cosmetics all her life. A lot of monarchs wanted to marry Elizabeth, but she refused them. She didn't want to share her power with anyone, because she said she was bound unto a husband, which is the Kingdom of England. Elizabeth's court was a center for artists, musicians, playwrights. Edmund Spenser dedicated to her his famous poem, The Faerie Queen. But of course, the most famous artist was William Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare was born on the 23rd of April, 1564, in Stratford-upon-Avon. His father was a glove maker. He attended school at Stratford until he was 15. When he was 18, he married Anne Hathaway, and they had 3 children. He went to London in about 1587, before the sea battle of the Spanish Armada. With England's brilliant victory over the Armada, the great English literary renaissance began, and Shakespeare became the most famous English writer of all time. In London, he worked as an actor and began to write plays and poetry. By 1592, William Shakespeare was famous in London. His plays were very successful, and he became a rich man. He wrote 38 tragedies, comedies, and historical plays. Some of his best-known plays are Hamlet, Macbeth, The Merchant of Venice, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Romeo and Juliet. He and his group often performed for Queen Elizabeth and her court. People of all social classes started going to the theatre. In London, open-air theatres became very popular. Shakespeare's spectators were a noisy crowd. They talked, laughed, shouted, ate and drank during the performances. In open-air theatres, plays began in the afternoon when there was plenty of light. When it rained, many of the spectators got wet. women's roles were played by young men because women did not act in the theatre. Shakespeare's plays were performed at the Globe, the Swan and the Rose theatres. Shakespeare died on his birthday in 1616 and was buried in Stratford-upon-Avon. Other important Elizabethan playwrights were Ben Jonson and Christopher Marlowe. Elizabeth's last favourite was the handsome Earl of Essex. She loved him dearly, although he was 34 years younger than her. She made him a military leader, but he betrayed her. He was accused of treason and beheaded in 1601.
The Armada portrait was a famous painting to celebrate the English victory over the Spanish Armada in 1588. Smaller and faster ships were victorious over the powerful big galleons. The sea was England's best ally. Many Spanish ships were destroyed by storms at sea. In this painting, two different moments of the sea battle can be seen in the background. A day scene represents the Spanish galleons advancing on a calm sea, confident of victory. The night scene shows the defeat of the Armada in the English Channel. In the foreground you can see Queen Elizabeth I. She was considered almost a divinity by her people, and her portraits are similar to holy images. Her face is eternally young, and there are no shadows on it. Elizabeth controlled her own image. No painting or drawing representing her circulated without her permission. This explains why in all her portraits she looks frozen at more or less the same age. Queen Elizabeth is still an icon, and she has been represented in several movies, for example in Elizabeth in 1998, where she declared her unity and loyalty to England.
Observe, Lord Burleigh. I am married to England.
In 2019, we can see her quarreling and discussing with her cousin, Mary Queen of Scotland.
I am more man than woman now. The throne has made me so. But I have no enmity with you.
Except to seed rebellion and to deceive me time and time again.
If you still seek my protection, you would do well to watch your words.
I will not be scolded by my inferior.
You're inferior.
I am a Stuart, which gives me greater claim to England than you possess.
I had this made because I wanted to present the best version of myself. I was jealous.
Your beauty, your bravery, your motherhood. You seem to surpass me in every way. But now I see there is no cause for envy. Your gifts are your downfall.
What now, sister?
You will still have my protection. Under my terms.
Until you have me killed?
I will do no such thing.
Wouldn't you? As Henry killed your mother?
I am not my father.
But you share his blood.
As long as you do not provoke my enemies, you have nothing to fear. Your fate rests in your own hands.
If I seek to help your enemies, 'tis only because you pushed me to their arms. And should you murder me, remember you murder your sister. And you murder your queen.
In Shakespeare in Love, in 1999, she reveals how it feels like to be a woman in man's profession. And she looks like authoritarian, wise, intelligent, and even funny.
In the name of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth!
Mr. Tilney! Have a care with my name, you will wear it out. The Queen of England does not attend exhibitions of public lewdness, so something is out of joint. Come here, Master Kent. Let me look at you. Yes, the illusion is remarkable. And your error, Mr. Tilney, is easily forgiven. But I know something of a woman in a man's profession. Yes, by God, I do know about that.
Her skin, her wig, her clothes have inspired so many artists all over the world, and even in recent years, certain performers tried to copy her makeup and clothes. For example, Achille Lauro in the last Festival di Sanremo. That was an overview of Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen, an icon of monarchy and England forever.